Samsung has just launched the refreshed A series lineup, and I have reviewed both the Galaxy A3 and the Galaxy A5 2017 edition. All the links will be down below in the video description. The Galaxy A5 is a really solid mid-range phone. In fact, it has a lot of flagship-grade qualities, but how does it stack up against the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge? My name is Linus, stay tuned for the full TechLineHD comparison review. The similarities of these phones are obvious from the moment you put them side by side. We all know that the S7 Edge is a well-made phone, but the A5 is just as premium due to the Gorilla Glass on the front and rear, metal chassis, and tactile metal buttons. Honestly, you can't really tell the difference in terms of the overall look and feel. Both phones are IP68 certified, meaning that they are dust and water resistant, which is a great feature to have on any phone. Obviously, the A5 is a little bit smaller phone due to its 5.2 inches 1080p display, which is not as sharp as the S7's 2K panel, but it is still a sharp flagship-worthy panel. Both phones have nicely backlit capacitive keys and a physical home button, which acts as a fingerprint scanner. Surprisingly, the A5 has an edge here. Its scanner is more accurate and it can unlock the phone straight from the standby mode, not like the Galaxy S7 Edge. Well, the Galaxy S7 Edge has some extra features like a multicolor notification LED light, but the A5 has a 16-megapixel selfie camera as opposed to the 5-megapixel shooter found on the Galaxy S7 Edge. Both phones have the always-on displays, which is a great feature to have as you can see all the essentials at a glance with just a very small impact on the battery life. If you flip the phones to the back, the S7 Edge looks fancier since it has some extra features like a heart rate monitor that is placed next to the optically stabilized 12-megapixels camera with the best-in-class f1.7 aperture lens. While the A5 may not have that wide aperture lens, it has a 16-megapixels camera, which however lacks optical image stabilization. The department where the A5 has an edge is the ports. It uses the modern USB Type-C charging port, whereas the S7 Edge has the micro USB port. Also, I love the new placement of the loudspeaker on the right side, so you won't end up covering it up easily if you hold the phone in the landscape mode. As far as the sound quality, the S7 Edge's sound is more balanced, but it sounds slightly muffled compared to the A5 speaker. When it comes to hardware, the S7 Edge is still a more powerful device even though it was released like 10 months ago. My review unit is the EU model and it sports an octa-core Exynos 8890 chip with a clock speeds of up to 2.6 GHz, 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of expandable storage. The Galaxy A5 2017 edition comes with an octa-core Exynos 7880 chip that is clocked at 1.9 GHz, 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage that can be also expanded via the microSD card slot. The S7 Edge still performs great no matter what you throw at it, but the A5 is a solid performer too. Well, there were a few skipped frames on the Asphalt 8 on the highest graphics, but I'm not sure if that's even worth complaining about. What I noticed is that the Galaxy S7 Edge tends to heat up quicker than the Galaxy A5, but it does not impair the excellent performance. Even though some regions have already received the Android 7.0 update on the Galaxy S7 Edge, I'm still stuck with the old TouchWiz UI, which is based on the Android 6.0. If you want to learn more about the user interface of each phone, make sure to check out detailed reviews. In short, the Grace UX on the Galaxy A5 tends to perform a tad better. I'm not saying that the Galaxy S7 Edge lags, but you may see a little bit of stutter from time to time. Well, the reports suggest that the latest Android 7 update has already fixed this issue, but I'm yet to check that out to have my own opinion. The Galaxy A5 has more pixels, but you don't need to be an expert to notice that the S7 Edge takes better daylight pictures that have more detail, they look sharper, and the dynamic range adjustment is better. Most of the indoor shots were taken in poor lighting conditions, where the S7 Edge shines again with its brighter aperture and optical image stabilization. The pictures look sharper, better exposed, and they have more detail. Same can be said about the night image quality, even though I'm not a huge fan of the yellowish tint the Galaxy S7 Edge tends to produce. Currently I'm shooting with the Samsung Galaxy A5 2017 edition. I'm shooting in 1080p resolution, which is the maximum resolution the phone can shoot. The Galaxy A5 can shoot detailed looking 1080p videos with a lot of resolved detail. Also, the sound recording quality is good. The Galaxy S7 Edge is still a better phone as it can shoot one of the best, if not the best in class 4K videos. Currently I'm shooting in 1080p resolution with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. This is handheld footage. Also, the 1080p video looks a little bit better and the optical image stabilization helps reducing the shakiness. Even though the Galaxy S7 Edge has only 5 megapixels front-facing shooter, it produces better looking selfies. The problem with the A5 is that it does not have the autofocus, so you have to make sure that your face stays in focus once you take the picture. If you manage to do that, you'll get some very high quality selfies. So currently I'm shooting with a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. I'm shooting with a front-firing camera that has 5 megapixels. The same can be said about the selfie video quality. In fact, the S7 Edge can shoot videos in 2K resolution, whereas the A5 records videos in 1080p. So currently I'm shooting with the Samsung Galaxy A5 2017 edition, and this phone has a 16 megapixels front-firing camera that can shoot videos at the maximum resolution of 1080p. When it comes to connectivity, both phones perform great. The call quality and signal reception are good, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS are stable, and finally, both phones have the NFC connectivity option. The 3000 mAh battery on the Galaxy A5 may not sound impressive on paper, especially if we compare it with a 3600 mAh unit found on the Galaxy S7 Edge, but in reality, it performs better. I could get over 6 hours of screen on time on a moderate usage, while the S7 Edge manages to get about 5 hours of SOT under exactly the same conditions. Both phones support adaptive fast charging technology, and I can fully charge them in about 1 hour and 15 minutes. However, the Galaxy S7 Edge can be charged wirelessly, which is a really nice feature to have. So there we have it, the Samsung Galaxy A5 2017 edition versus the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So the question is, which is the right for you? Obviously, the A5 is a lot cheaper as you can get it for less than $400 US depending on the region, whereas the S7 Edge still costs over $600. If the money is more important to you, but you still want to have a lot of flagship qualities in a phone, go with the Galaxy A5. You will get a device that looks just like the Galaxy S7, it is water resistant, it has an excellent display, good overall performance, pretty good camera, and an awesome battery life. In fact, it has some advantages over the S7 Edge, like a better placement of the loudspeaker, USB Type-C port, a more accurate fingerprint scanner, and a slightly better battery life. If you're willing to pay more, the Galaxy S7 Edge is still a better phone. It has the display that is probably the best in the business and one of the best and most consistent cameras. Also, it has a more powerful chipset and some extra features like a heart rate monitor or wireless charging. At the end of the day, I would choose the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, but the A5 is still a very solid offering that it is even better than S7 Edge in some areas, but make sure to consider the pros and cons of each device before making a purchase. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always, if you guys have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow TechLineHD on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you in the next video soon.